day, viewers at home. This is another episode of School on Air. We welcome you all. This is English language class, and we shall be treating reading comprehension. The topic for today under reading comprehension will be how to answer questions on any given reading comprehension passage. Thank you very much. To answer questions, introduction. To answer questions on any given comprehension passage, the reader must understand the passage at all levels. How do we mean? It is very important for the reader to understand the passage at all levels, because this will aid him or her to understand or get the picture of what the writer is painting in his or her passage. To understand at all levels, it is very important to understand the factual contents that are categorically stated. Intermeanings, understand the meanings of the idiomatic and proverbial expressions and be able to summarize it within. Yes, while reading it is very good to summarize it within. This will aid or assist the reader to get the picture, to know what exactly the writer is passing across to the readers. One, it is good to understand the meaning of the printed symbols. Get the meaning of the printed symbols to know that there are 4 oranges on the, if the writer writes there are 4 oranges on the table, you understand it to be 4 oranges and not 5 oranges and on the table and not in the basket. Yes, this is getting it at all levels. To answer questions on any reading comprehension passage, these are the things any reader of any category can do to be successful while answering questions on any given passage. Number 1, make sure that your answer is written in good simple sentences. Your answer should be written in good simple sentences without any ambiguity. Make sure that any reader who wants to read your answers should understand. That is why it is very good to put at the back of one's mind the level. One must consider the level of the reader of one's piece. It is very important. Number 2, follow the tense form. Follow the tense form in the question. Yes, if the question says, for example, we have here, what benefits did the writer get from having Mark to work for him? The answer should read, because the tense form in this question is did, as you can see, as it is underlined on the board. Did. So to answer this, one must flow from past tense. So the answer should be the benefit that the writer got from having Mark to work for him. Slow, blah 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 blah. One continue. So that should be the tone of the tense form. We have another one here. If we have the question, if the question asks, what does the passage suggest the festival? The answer should read, the passage suggests that the festival, it will not be the passage suggested that the festival. So one has to follow the tense form of the question. It is very important. We have another point here. If a question given requires one answer, give just one answer. Don't give 2. Don't give 3. And please don't play to the gallery. Don't use too many words. Number 4, if a word or an expression is given to be replaced by your own expression as the word is used in the passage, supply your answer in the tense form of the given word. For example, we have no fishing is allowed. You can see allowed as it is underlined on the board at the spot. To answer this, it will be very wrong to give the word permit in replace of the word allowed, which is in past tense form. So the answer to be used will be allowed and not allow. Another word we have there is tolerated. It will be very wrong to use tolerate to replace allowed in English language and in any text like this. Number 5. This is the 5th point. Do not lift a whole sentence without modifying it to suit the requirement of the question. You are expected to infer answer from the totality of the paragraph or the whole passage and then present the answer in your own words. Yes, this is exactly what we need in any given reading comprehension passage. Try to read and understand. After reading and understanding the piece of the author, one will be able to express one's answer in good, simple, concise way that will not cause any ambiguity. It is very good to do this because it will show that one has truly read and understood the piece. We have some things that one should not do when it comes to answering questions on any given reading comprehension passage. Do not do these things, please. Number 1, do not blind lift the answers. When we say do not blind lifting means copying exactly what the writer writes in his piece. Don't write it out. If the writer uses go, there are many other words to replace the word go, like proceed, continue, move, and so on and so forth. Choose any suitable one that will go, that is in line with the word go that the writer uses in his piece. Then you use it to replace it. So you don't just copy the writer's words like that. Answering questions on any given reading comprehension passage is not too far from answering questions on a summary passage. It's just that there is a slight difference. It's just a slight difference there. Number 2, don't leave your answers unpunctuated. Yes, trust examiners. They will want to deduct marks on any unpunctuated sentence. If it's for a comma, they will deduct a half mark. For any punctuation mark that is not there anyway, you will deduct a half mark, and this will be deducting or reducing the scores or the marks that the examiner is supposed to have. Number 3, don't give vague answers. Yes, it is very good to give clear, unambiguous answer. There are many writers many candidates want to impress the examiners by using ambiguous language, by committing malapropism. By saying that, I mean misusing words, vocabularies that are not appropriate. They will be using it there. No, you don't need to do this. Go simple. Use simple words. Understand the passage and express it in your own simple language while answering the question. To practice everything that we've been discussing, let us use this passage to do the practice. I will read to your hearing now and follow me as I read. This is a passage on Agugu Cultural Festival. Agugu village in Kebbi State is located on the northwestern border of Nigeria. An unexpected tumble in the village may land you in Niger Republic. Agogo Cultural Festival, which starts from February and spills over into March, the fishing festival takes place on the River Rima. Other events that make the Agogo Cultural Festival spectacular are the cultural displays, exhibition of handicraft, archery, camel or donkey racing. But it is fishing competition that is the icing of the cake, and it takes place on the very last day. Once the signal is given, all the participants make a dash for the river. Armed with their fishing equipment, a net scoop and a large guard, amidst cheering, singing and dancing until one of them emerges from the river with a catch bigger than that of anybody else. Once the angler emerges with a catch he feels is big enough to win the prize, the fish is taken to the scales where it is weighed and the biggest is ascertained. The lucky fisherman wins a prize. Then it is celebration all through. No fishing is allowed at the festival spots until the grand show comes around the following year. Now the questions. Letter A. Where and when does Agogo Cultural Festival take place? B. What do the participants do before the signal is given to dash for the river? C. Name two things that go on until one of the participants emerges with a catch. And D. How is the winner of the fishing competitions chosen? E. An unexpected tumble in the village may land you in Niger Republic. Why is this so? F. 1. What grammatical names are given to these expressions as they are used in the passage? F2. Okay, these are the sentences. 1. Where it is weighed. 2. The structures, which starts from February and spills over into March. 3. That make Agogo Cultural Festival spectacular. 4. Until grand show comes around the following year. And 5. An unexpected tumble in the village. F2. What are the functions? What are their functions? The functions of the structures given in F1. G. For each of the following words or phrase, find another word or phrase which means the same as and which can replace it as it is used in the passage. 1. Tumble. 2. Starts. 3. Spectacular. 4. Emerges. And 5. Allowed. You are expected to send your answer to the... Let me quickly go through everything that I've discussed. To answer questions on any given reading comprehension passage, it is very important for the reader to read at all levels and understand at all levels. That is 1. Number 2, it is very important for the reader to write or construct his or her sentences in simple language without using any ambiguous structure. Use simple vocabularies and simple constructions. Then it is very important for any candidate or any person who is answering questions on any given reading comprehension passage to follow the tense form and the tone of the question. If the question is in past tense, the answer must appear also in past tense. If the question is in present, the answer must also appear in present tense. And it is very important to, if the question uses how, then tell the write your answer in line with how. Then if the question uses why, you write your answer not from because. You say, why is the writer like this? You say, the writer is like this because, not starting answering questions. It is not good to start answering questions with because. Don't say because, whatever. No. I believe you have listened well, and I believe you have understood everything that we discussed. Thank you very much. We will expect your answer on the address displays on the board. Thank you very much. On the screen. Thank you very much.